Your home for the best sports radio for your afternoon drive is right here. This is Jake Scott and Ben Anderson on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Jake Scott, Ben Anderson. Thank you for making us a part of your day. Big news today, Ben. John Marino signs a contract extension with the Mammoth. We talked a lot about it in the 2 o'clock hour. We're going to talk to John here coming up in a moment. In fact, he's ready to roll. Joining us now, as we mentioned, fresh off a contract extension, 8 years to remain with the Utah Mammoth. He is John Marino with us here on Jake and Ben. John, congratulations.
Congrats,
Thanks
John.
for coming on with us.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
We're doing well. How does it feel? I mean, 8 years is a long time. We've covered the NBA, and most contracts are 2, 3, maybe 4 years. 8 is a huge commitment. It's pretty standard in hockey, but as a 29-year-old, you kind of have an identity or an idea of what your future is going to look like. How does it feel?
Yeah, it feels great to have that, obviously that stability of where you, where you, live for at least a little bit of that contract, at least for a little while. There's a lot of, I've been traded twice too, so it's just nice to have that security.
Yeah. Does it allow you to put down some roots here? And, I find it interesting it's such a nomadic lifestyle. Can you get used to it?
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, it's nice to have a kind of home away from home. Most guys go home to somewhere where they're from, but, you also can settle down in the city that you play and call that home as well. So, when you're going to be there for 8 years, it definitely helps the cause.
All right, John, you had, I think it's fair to say, the best year of your career last year. Most points you scored, second most games you've played. You and Nate Schmidt were really terrific, one of the best defensive pairings and statistically the best defensive pairing in the NHL last year. What did you feel like was working for you last season that allowed you to have such a big year?
Yeah, I think obviously, you want to credit your teammates and, everyone else who has helped out. Obviously, my D partner Schmitty, and then I think another big reason was just being able to be healthy again. I was kind of banged up there with my back, had back issues the last couple of years, and I came into camp hurt, and they did a great job taking care of me and gave me the best resources possible. I was able to get fully healthy, and I think that it changed the trajectory of my next year a ton.
Can you talk to us about the grind to get to this point? You mentioned being traded a couple of times and, the development process and now to get rewarded with such a great contract. Can you talk about the journey a little bit?
Yeah, so there's a lot of ups and downs in hockey, especially if you're not like a first power play guy, you're not getting all those points. So you kind of got to rely on like some bounces and, there's going to be up and down years and you just kind of have to like trust the process, stay with it. But, yeah, there's definitely, it's never, it's not like it's always been easy sledding. You just kind of have to trust yourself as a player and, go from there.
It's a funny thing that happens, and the NHL is a little different. You have to work your way up and earn your spot on the top roster in the NHL. But correct me if I'm wrong, you made the playoffs, the Stanley Cup playoffs, the first 4 years of your career, and then you go through a gap and you get back. Do you have a different appreciation for it now, having made it back versus starting your career on a team that goes 3 straight years and then getting traded to another playoff team? Yeah,
for sure. But I mean, I think, I've been able to, every time I get traded, able to help the team make playoffs. So it's something that, I kind of pride myself on and being a part of that. You want to go into a team and, learn from, like the Pittsburgh Penguins who are made the playoffs for so many years in a row and bring that experience over to a new group of guys who, who maybe haven't made the playoffs as much. And, just kind of bring that culture and that success over. So I think that experience helped me a ton in my career.
Broaden it out a little bit. How much potential does this Mammoth team have, and how much potential does the defense specifically have?
Yeah, I think we're just seeing the beginning of it. Like, we had a great series in Vegas, blew a couple leads, but, we were right there with them. And then, we saw what they did. They ended up making a run for the finals. I think that was just kind of a glimpse of, what trajectory we're heading and how good those young guys that we have are and, what they're capable of, especially on the big-time moments like the playoffs. And, they showed up too. So I think it's nothing but exciting times coming ahead.
John, you talked about bringing, kind of veteran experience now to a team. What was your first, oh, I'm the veteran now moment in the NHL because you come in with Pittsburgh and you're playing with one of the greatest players of all time, and I'm sure you had people you could look up to and talk to, and now the first guy comes up to you and he says, oh, he thinks I know what I'm doing. Like, what, did you have one of those moments of, oh, I guess that's my role?
Yeah. Maybe not a specific story, but it was definitely coming to Utah because the guys on the team were just so young. Or maybe it was Cooley. Cooley came up to me and was like, I remember watching you in Pittsburgh. And I was like, wow, I didn't even think about it, but you're like 20, 21 years old. Like, yeah, I mean, like, surprised you remember that, blah, blah, blah. It seemed like so long ago or whatever. But, yeah, I mean, it was pretty cool to hear him say it, but then you realize you're like, oh, wow, like, I'm one of the older ones now.
So the show was down in Dallas a couple of weeks ago at Big 12 Media Days, and TCU has a quarterback that is a transfer from Harvard. And I got a chance to interview him about what it was like to be a student athlete at Harvard. You were at Harvard, and I want to ask you the same question. What was it like playing college hockey at our most prestigious university?
Yeah, no, it was pretty cool. I mean, just to be able to obviously Harvard has that, distinct name attached to it, but they really let you do both there. They let you focus on education, manage your time, and be able to, play the sport that you love growing up too. So, I had nothing but a great experience there. Hopefully he said something along the same lines, but yeah.
Mackenzie Weegar comes in, I think it's fair to say, had a little bit of a slow start. Felt like he really kind of found himself in the postseason. Puck started to bounce his way a little bit. Would he have a couple of goals and played well? What do you expect from him next year? Now that he'll have a full offseason under his belt to kind of get used to the team, what that pairing will look like for him on the roster next year, and what do you think the blue line can look like? Yeah,
I mean he's been around for so long. He knows the ups and downs of the game. I mean, you're going to go through stretches, and then you just got to stick with it, and it's going to find you again. I mean, he's been a good player in this league for a long time, and you expect nothing short of that for him. He's done it for so long, and just the way he carries himself too. But we Sergachev, Schmidt, Sivachev, maybe if he's another guy that has so much potential. And then we added Peak and Peace amount, so we're very deep core, and expect to be along the same lines.
So after signing a contract extension, do you do something nice for yourself? You a nice vacation or reward yourself in another way?
Nothing planned right now. Maybe let that day come in the in the future, but nothing as of now.
Gold teeth.
Yeah. There you go.
Lose a lot of teeth.
Solid look and investment at the same time.
Yeah.
Really,
gold prices.
A lot of options.
Yeah, skyrocketing. Hey, we were talking about your pairing with Schmidt and how successful it was.
Yeah.
When you're building chemistry, what does it look like? Especially when you kind of have one other guy. I mean, that's the pairing. When did you notice? Okay, this is working, or hey, this is going to fit really well with my game, or vice versa. I'm going to fit really well with what he does. What did you notice first? What did you build on? How did things evolve?
Yeah, I mean, I think first off, I think just our personalities kind of go hand in hand because he's more like the upbeat, he'll talk to anybody type of thing, and I kind of more do my own thing and more laid back. So, I wouldn't say we're the exact same person, but we get along really well. So it's kind of like opposites attract kind of thing. And we both play a simple game out there, like nothing crazy. We're not trying anything wild, but he's been in the league a long time too, so he knows like what it takes. And you got to pick your spots out there. So just kind of having that same mindset, it just starts clicking.
Well, John, we appreciate a few minutes of your time. Huge day, and thank you for making us a little bit of a part of it.
Any plans the rest of your summer?
I got nothing. Maybe another trip for a weekend, but nothing crazy. Just kind of getting ready for the season here coming up.
All right. Well, we're excited to see how it turns out for you.
What a day.
Congrats, John. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Really appreciate it.